Oh, baby, baby. It's Monday night. The mood is right. Cold hard art. Cup Series coming at you. 3-wide racing league. Nighttime at Phoenix. Repeat of last night. Faster cars. More on the line. And I don't know where else we were going to go with that. But where we are going to go, straight to the booth. Matt Kingston, Thomas Morris, Trey Landry. Gentlemen. Hey.
Hey.
I'm looking at a cactus right now. I think it's in like the dog leg. Looks terribly modeled.
I think that's Johnny Thomas.
Oh.
Nothing to see here, folks. We'll be right back. Wendell, you said there's nothing on the line or nothing more. I mean, it's more than last night.
There's more on the line.
Right.
At least listen to the damn intro.
I couldn't because it was all over the place. I'd get Rick Allen again.
That's true. That's true.
No, there's we have 5 drivers technically not locked in tonight. Still battling for those 2 spots remaining, so should be quite the gaggle of excitement.
And actually, the points structure there is looking pretty tight, as it were.
How tight is it, Matt?
It's so tight you could say if Peter Short has a bad night, he might not be in the final 3. And Kevin Finn and Sam Close are, just off by 1 point in the playoffs for the last playoff spot. So I got a little bit tight.
Yeah, I mean that's it's 1 point. That's manageable. You just have to stay right in front of Sam Close all night long. You'll be all right. I think your big problem for Kevin Finn is hoping he doesn't have a repeat of last night where iRacing crashed and it sent him pretty much Dale into the wall. So
thanks, iRacing. You suck.
Yeah, that was terrible.
But hopefully that won't happen tonight, and we'll see a battle because he had speed, as we saw last night, to keep up with Peter, and that definitely would have made for an exciting finish as both Peter and Eric kind of doled it out. So I think who would you mention? Drew Eisman. Yeah, he was one of the guys who just pretty much had to win tonight. I don't even know did he make the room? He did not.
Ooh.
So,
He could still technically point his way in, but it would be a uphill battle with. He's 10 points out of the cutoff line, so we have 17 drivers tonight. It'd be pretty tough for Kevin Finn, Sam Close, and Corey Lindsay to not, finish.
I mean, it's really tough when you don't show up for the race too. So
yeah, that kind of puts you into a little bit of a box.
hated because that's another guy that could have used some strategy, but we'll see. Still got plenty of contenders there tonight.
He could have forced his way in and made it a Eisenpeck threesome.
Yeah.
Permitting
Possibly.
Peter Short to make it. But cars are taking to the track. The covers are off again. It was snowing here in Avondale.
How did you know where this track is? You actually been paying attention there, Matt?
It definitely wasn't from Rick Allen. I can't remember who told me this.
Oh, must have been Marty Reed. Speaking of Marty Reed, let's head down to the grid. Just like we saw last night, the Chuck Sweeting machine got some speed in her. See if he can keep her up front again tonight. And outside of him, Sam Close looking to lock himself into the championship 3 tonight.
Starting row number 2, the failure of last night, Eric Mickey in the 41 machine, who was outside the 33 of Peter Short, still trying to lock his way into the championship 3.
And rolling off P5, we got the Flying Finn, Kevin Finn. Last night's winner, rolling off P6, Paul Ross.
Rolling off P7, we have Matt Hackthorne, as we won't mention Matt's nickname for him. And rolling off beside him, Richard Hines, who had a pretty rough night last night. Looking to turn that around.
Last 2 cars rounding out your top 10 here. The 83, Johnny Thomas, starting P9. And the 63 of Michael Stevens in the 10th spot.
And he's hoping you believe in miracles. That's that number 9 machine, Corey Lindsay, looking to make it into the final championship 3, starting 11th. Rusty Webb starting P12.
Rolling off P13, we have Jordan Till looking to not get destroyed by his teammate again tonight. And rolling off P14, we have Brent Miller.
And behind them, we have the number 9, Nick Miller, 15th, is outside. Cameron Rich, already locked into the championship 3 with 2 wins, correct, in this playoff grid. And second hind teat, Chadley Brown there in the number 64 machine.
Who spent, as we figured out last night, using some basic math, about 98.2% of the race lap down. So
Yeah. Hopefully,
you can
as a
change that tonight.
Yeah, less stressful event tonight.
Oh, we did a grid before they actually rolled off there, so that was amazing.
Now what do we do? I guess we just yell things.
Well, for NBC, we just go to commercial, then we come right back.
No, we come back after the green flag and everybody doesn't know what happened.
But you didn't miss anything because we'll go to instant replay to show you that green flag. It's fine.
And Danica Patrick's on fire.
Like a blaze of glory. Well, the good news is we don't have to wait long because you don't get two pacing ups here at Phoenix. Thank God. So we have Chuck and Sam leading the green. You got the Eric Mika, Small Hands Mika, looking to maybe win tonight since he choked last night.
He's got to wake up on this restart. And nope, sleeping.
I don't think anybody went on that restart.
Chuck's like, hey, it's green, you know. I'm just gonna go here. Didn't see any major problems with the car tonight. No, not kind of some of the stuff we saw last night in the B car. So we'll see what kind of develops as the run happens here tonight. Sales in turn 3.
Somebody's still in the B car. Seems to work out for him, no?
It's one lap down, clean and smooth. Looks like everyone managed to get sorted out here so far. Paul Ross looking underneath Kevin Finn. Notice he took the wrecking ball off his car this week. So.
That might have been his good luck charm.
You never know.
Guy I'm going to be watching a little bit tonight, I think, is going to be the number 1 there, Jordan Teal. Heard Peter Short say he was trying to help him out there a little bit in his interview last night about with the B car. And I'm wondering if that's going to translate to him performing well here in the Cold Hard Art Cup Series.
That's some team dedication. He went to his house and helped him set up his wheel and get everything kind of lined in. That's pretty dedicated. I would do that for you, Matt, but I'm not flying to Canada. So.
Well, with net neutrality coming in here, I think you might be changing your tune.
Well, that comes in. I don't have to worry about iRacing at all because we can't play it. Man on the move right now is Cameron Rich. Already picked up, what, 3-4 spots?
He's seems to be taking it half easy, too. He's not really forcing the issue through the corners. He's just kind of letting them come to him. He's picking them off one by one. I'd say he's going to be up in the top 10, if not top 5 at the end of this run. Top 5 at this stretch, though.
We're trying to pull a little Paul Ross here and flex some muscle tonight, trying to win this race, show everybody I still got it. I'm here to win.
Richard Hines missed the corner. Looked like he almost had a flat tire there. He just went straight up towards the wall. Kept rid of it, though.
Rusty Webb and Corey Lindsay. Yeah, side by side in front of those guys.
As mentioned last night, Rusty's had quite a few good weeks recently in both Nathan Young Designs and the Cold Hard Art Cup Series. He seems to be kind of finding his groove, and he said last night also that he likes this track, so maybe he's going to be a contender to steal the show here tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I mean, as we saw last night, you just kind of got to survive, really.
Ooh, Cameron Rich got a little loose there.
It's going to allow Mike Stevens maybe get by.
This is pretty much where all the action is right now, too. It's kind of single file up there towards the front.
Well, with 200 laps, I'm sure these guys want to just log some laps, see what the car has, and then worry about what you need later in the run, how you might need to change your driving style or brake bias or something. Looking through Jordan Till and Brett Miller back here side by side. Jordan's gonna get around him. Looks like what we got up here? Peter and Sam maybe. Kevin right behind him. Kind of keeping lockstep with Eric, really.
And right now, if this were points as they run, Sam Close would be in Championship 3, and Kevin Finn would be out by 1 point.
Points as they run.
Now, as soon as they start splitting up a little bit more, it's going to be a lot more confusing. I will not be able to continue with this.
I mean, as long as it stays like this, you're fine, because you
Yeah.
know those two, but if someone else gets in the mix, that's what it's going to be.
It'll make it
Although-
real easy if somebody wins, because then they're in.
Oh, yeah. It's never that easy, though, man.
No.
It's like Corey Lindsey maybe just got around Johnny Thomas for 8th.
Oh, a little bit of a bottleneck there with Rusty Webb, Mike Stevens, and Cameron Rich.
So
There.
17 take to the
That's
apron there.
Yeah. And Mike Stevens
Saw
gave
a
way,
few
I think.
Sparks there. Maybe he got into the wall a little bit going in. Kind of saw that happen last night with Carlos. Also see a little damage on the right side of that 83 car already. So maybe that's why he's starting to fade back a little bit.
And he's on the apron. Didn't work for Cameron last time. Didn't hurt Johnny too terribly there. But yeah, there is a decent little amount of damage to that right front fender for sure.
Nothing the Hammer and Ron can't fix. Meanwhile, these front 6 are pretty much hacked away from the rest of the field. Got a nice little gap back to Hackathorn. He's kind of in his own little bubble. It's like an F1 race here. You got your own little bubble.
Oh, Cameron Rich, what a save. He's wagging the tail off of turn number 1 there, and he almost hooked her back into the pack.
Not the dreaded dog lick.
Something, I think he touched the apron a little bit in the center of turn 1, and then it just never settled again until he shook her around a little bit. Good damage control there. He's only lost 1 spot to Mike Stevens, and he's poised to take that back and possibly put himself in the top 10 because he's right on top of Johnny Thomas as well.
Yeah, Johnny's still struggling with that little bit of damage, but we're only on lap 15. He's already picked up that many spots. Pretty solid car, I'm guessing.
And we got Sam Close and Peter Shorts closed up on the back bumper of Eric Mickey.
Sam's gonna try and make the move there.
Yeah, Eric's gonna give it up.
It's like, oh great, not this 33 again.
No, Eric wasn't very good on the long run last night, so we're starting to fade here. He's 17 laps in.
That's the
Yeah.
Toyota, I think.
Thought it was a small hands.
Lap times aren't terrible though. I ran about 2/10 off a Chuck last lap, so yeah. Kind of down to 26 nines, 27 flats and 1s there, so. Bad thing is if you're already starting to struggle now, you've got quite a ways to go before you're gonna get any help unless you get a caution, so. Start managing those parries.
Pretty much single file, hard place to pass, especially with the weather overcast and 79, so there's a lot of grip.
Looks like Cameron getting around Johnny Thomas there through 3 and 4. Yeah, you're right, Trey. Even I don't think it matters what the weather is at night. You know, this is going to be hard to pass here regardless. At least when we have a day race, you kind of start getting slipping and sliding a little bit. We need that worn-out Phoenix like we saw this year in real life.
Yeah, that presents pretty good racing. It's a pretty good payback.
Whatever do you mean?
Man, we got George back in chat. Welcome back, George. Long time no see, man.
And Eli, and now we got George. What else is gonna happen? Oh, I guess we didn't say hi to Jessica either. So hi.
Hi.
Oh, the 9 and Nick Miller's found trouble. He's blown up and going into the pits.
That's interesting.
Oh, look, he must have had some kind of hardware issue. He just turns dead left off of the backstretch, the inside wall.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That looked like a wheel or something locked up. Man, that was a hit.
Do have, I believe, 11 laps here at the Phoenix to get back on track.
I think you're gonna need more than that to fix that car.
Yeah, it's a little bit toasty.
Still got Peter Short working all over the back bumper here. Bumper there. Mickey's gonna look to the inside. Looks like Eric's gonna
Good
have to
battle.
concede.
No, he's held on out there. Cameron's gonna take a little shortcut down to the dog leg, so that'll give him a little extra shot to turn 3.
Problem is you're gonna race Peter too long, and it's gonna allow Kevin Finn to also fill that hole.
He's there now.
How many times did we see this last night?
He's not cutting Peter no slack, man. I mean, look at him.
That
He
a little
did-
like,
he-
hey, move, bud.
And he moved there for him. Kevin Finn was going to take that position away from the 33 that the 33 just fought to get back.
It's kind of, well, you look at Eric, and it's like, I let Peter go, now I'm gonna lose possible 3 positions through that one pass. So his power also is inside
contact.
of his car.
Oh, there was a
wrecking
41
ball.
over him.
Wow,
there's
that
a
hot
caution.
river throw the caution.
That's a dangerous spot too for a caution not to be thrown. That's hard
Double
to.
check that one. I almost thought his car was inside of Eric's there for a minute.
But
Definitely some contact.
Eric came down a little bit. Knew the 18 was down there, kind of met in the middle though.
Oh, yeah. He just clipped him when he came down on him.
2 cars going for the same spot.
Unfortunately, be the end for that 41 machine this evening.
Yeah, I don't foresee that car finishing because it's pretty beat up and he's not really racing for anything. So
Yeah.
got a bunch of Ricky Bobbies out here apparently. Cameron's not sure what he's doing out there. So in the span of what, about 10 laps? Not even 10 laps, we lost 2 cars pretty much. So.
Yeah. I don't like how that caution took so long to come out for Eric's spin. Oh, Kevin Finn's gonna stay out.
It's pretty.
Why?
Surely to get just a bonus point, because that would
Yeah,
put him an edge on Sam Close.
That is totally a Scott Hickes move.
Yeah, but you're gonna lose
So
so much track position.
Luckily, though, he has a long race ahead of him.
I'm not saying we know what we're doing up here in the booth, but we almost called a championship move last night.
Yes, we did.
Almost.
Chuck got those brakes on tonight, has he? Did he even? He didn't even stop, did he? Nope.
He couldn't. He was past the green cones.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Well, at that point, would it matter? Because then it would just be. Well, I guess it's a penalty for an unsafe pit entry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could just back up. What would a end of the line matter? Because you were gonna start there anyway.
Oh, Chuck.
Now he gets to join Kevin in the back.
Yeah. If Kevin pits here, I'm sure he will.
You saw what happened last time Chuck got stuck in traffic last night. Barrel roll.
It's something with short tracks and Chuck. He likes to do flips on the ones where you shouldn't be able to flip over.
Now,
I know. Bristol, Phoenix.
I will say, we talk about the curve being hard to see, but you know where you're pitting. You won the pole, so like that one's not hard to point out. So.
You see, like, I'm looking here as Chuck goes down. Like Johnny Thomas, Richard Hines, Matt Hackathorn, Paul Ross. Those guys have a real tough job because it's kind of like you have a 2-box notice. You just gotta really remember who's around you when you start the race.
I mean, you get to drive through 3 pit stalls, so you can take advantage of it.
That's gonna hand the lead over to Peter Short. Sam Close is second. Kevin Finn is not looking too hot right now. Paul Ross at P3.
So Matt, as they're going now, how are the points?
Well, I'll tell you this, Sam Close is in.
It should be interesting. I'm not sure. It's like Cameron Rich. We can call it speeding. People by there. Looks like Eric's bringing his wounded machine back to pit lane. So
I would say it's almost time for that car to meet its doomsday. Time has run out. I can only imagine what liberal fantasy land that paint scheme came from.
the world may never know. We got 2 storylines to follow. I guess the guys up front here, they can see what Chuck can do trying to navigate back through this field. Bert's gonna pull off, and we are back to green.
Bad restart for that outside line. Kevin Finn not sure going. Did Jordan Teal.
Yeah, Sam Close missed it a little bit, but still managed to tuck back in behind Peter. I'd say the action zone will be in the back of the pack.
Yeah.
We're going all kind of directions to the dog leg there.
Oh, Cameron's gonna be around back there. He might have saved that again. Wow. Same spot as last time.
I think Cameron's not a fan of feet.
Definitely not a fan of turn one.
It's a love-hate racetrack. A lot of people seem to hate the new repave of it, but it provides new challenges. Plus grass too.
That dog leg makes it pretty interesting to watch.
Especially with the, I'm not sure how this fixed setup is built for this, the Cup car, but you have the different ride heights you can run in the Cup car now. So you slam that thing to the ground and just yank it down to the dog leg. It's gonna make it pretty unsettled.
Like we saw Eric last night, I think. At the end of the race, he
Missed that one.
kind of slammed the splitter down, just lost her entirely, which led to Chuck doing another barrel roll for her entertainment.
Peter, that was a little much there. He was doing the Kevin Harvick line through 3 and 4 and kind of saw on it in 4 of them.
Cameron Rich definitely saw on it.
He's got nothing to worry about. So.
Yeah. He saved that thing the whole front stretch. Kevin Finn is kind of locked onto the back bumper of Chuck Sweeting right now, kind of following him around, trying to get himself back up to the front.
Chuck's already back up to 8th. Corey Lindsey's quietly made his way up into the top 5.
Pretty good for him.
And not good enough.
No, with Sam Close still up there. He's still on the outside looking in. Matt Hackathorn up there, P4. This is a good run we've seen from him. He's had some terrible, terrible luck this,
God
this
awful.
season. Yeah.
I mean, anytime your year is capped off with, I got hit coming out of pit lane at Daytona and DNF'd while I was still coming out of pit lane. That pretty much wraps up your whole years.
Yeah. It's kind of tough to come back from that.
He's doing pretty good tonight. He's, you know, definitely improved from last night where he had a few problems down the front stretch. So,
Eric
call them
Nichols
problems.
pulled his car back on the pit lane. I'm not sure if he made it back there. The back end, it looks like went through blenders.
Well, looks like Chuck had to check up for Mike Stevens there, kind of got him out of his rhythm. Pretty good run out of 4.
That position, I believe Chuck even that real outside line worked, I think, last night a couple of times to see.
Nowhere to go now.
Oh, I thought he was going to try it.
Like, I don't know if I should stick that 3 wide or not.
2 positions gained for 14 seconds. He's marching his way back to the front here.
It's fine.
Eric Mickey has retired from this event as well.
I'm sure we might see him pop in chat here in a minute to tell us how great his night was going.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see it.
I'm sure he loves Phoenix. It's been a great week.
Oh, Rusty Webb kind of sailed her into turn 1 there and lost all kinds of ground to Kevin Finn. He should be able to take that position away from him coming into turn 3. Uses all the dog leg.
You can really tell though when someone misses turn 1, especially in these cars, because they kind of just sit down and go straight.
Yeah.
Instead of just getting loose like we saw last night.
Not going to get it done. Rusty held him very nice line there for 3 and 4.
You'd hear the 14 kind of pedal with the gas there, trying to get under him, but he just couldn't get the power down to get by.
Rusty's going to use the dog leg. Kevin's going to stay on track. And Chuck is in tow.
He's knocking on the door.
Kevin Finn's flying out of turn 4.
I saw Chuck a little counter steer there.
Oh, there's... Wow. If that was me 100% of the time, I'd be around.
Net coated.
Yeah.
Shows you,
that
I
stick.
mean, if the guy doesn't let you go, it's kind of hard to make that pass.
You're using up a lot of your tires here, too. You're asking a lot on them.
Well, Kevin cut him a break. He got out of the gas a little bit there.
Yeah. And Rusty
Might
misses
have a
turn
run there,
four,
though.
too.
Yeah, look at
Chuck?
that run Chuck gets.
Yeah.
Kevin's like, really? I mean, I go from passing a guy to getting passed on the way outside? Come on. Cut me a break, bro.
Kevin using that Kevin Harvick line. He's one of the few people I've seen him hurt for. Usually get unbearably loose. He didn't lose a lot of time. Oh, Chuck touched the wall.
Wall hit there.
Set in the toe.
Wow, it's crazy how.
Wow.
Wow.
3 wide. And Rusty, I think, jumped on the brakes.
It's like, you know what? Just give me a heart attack here, boys.
It's crazy how fast Chuck's been able to get that car to go up there on the high side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wound up
just-
for sure.
Like those guys just miss it a little bit and he can keep it wound up and just power down. Something to watch for a late race restart. Maybe if the bottom line gets checked up, he can just kind of shoot to the outside and blow by him. Looks like we got Johnny Thomas and Cameron Rich still battling side by side back here.
Cameron on that apron again.
Johnny just got by him, but it looks like Cameron's trying to close the door again. Oop, looks like
Wow. He's going to be some tired after the end of this race. He's been sawing out that thing, I think, since the green flag dropped.
I think he might be ready for Homestead after this one, even though he said it's not his favorite track.
You said last year he got wrecked before, what, 20 laps or something into the race?
Not sure, I can't remember what he said.
Toyotas have taken control of almost all positions in the top 5 except for the lead.
Well, it's important. More importantly, Paul Ross kind of flexing some muscle here, trying to run down with Sam Close, see if they can maybe, I won't say work together, but maybe help each other to get closer to Peter.
Yeah, I'm looking at the front of Matt Hackler there in the 12. Looks like it's a little bit of right front damage. Where would have caught that from?
Probably the wall.
That looks like front end damage. That might just be my lag screen.
The good news is it wasn't that many laps ago.
Kevin Finn started to close up on the back with Corey Lindsey for that 5th position.
He's running 3/10 quicker than both Hackathorn and Lindsay right now.
Oh yeah, Hackathorn pounded the wall at it too, about lap 49.
Matt, why?
He's like, I'll make you turn. Whack.
Kevin
Oh,
got a big run out of turn 4 there.
yeah, really, he was shot out of a cannon.
This might let Chuck go by Corey as well.
Chuck's like, I've seen this move before. I just go up here, I go by both of them. Wham, bam, thank you, man. And you know Corey's gonna race him hard because this is your playoff berth here. You gotta try and keep these guys behind you.
Chuck jammed. I gotta say, he's some careful around most of the guys in this league,
Well,
especially the playoff drivers.
I mean, we talked about it last night. How hard is that for Chuck? You want to race as hard as you can, but you're racing guys that are racing for a championship.
Yeah,
You're just here for a win.
and he's showing them quite a bit of respect here because a few occasions he could have made contact, but he's done everything in his power to avoid.
Might get Kevin that time, getting a pretty good run at it too.
Corey Lindsay now his way back up into the top 5 after sliding through his pit box.
I got something figured out on that outside. Ooh, man. Kevin cut him a break that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of giving and not much taking so far in this race, which is good to see.
Oh, man, we're not halfway. So
No, that's
well,
when
last night the flip kind of switched. When we got to the end, it was a lot more take. Kevin's gonna sail her in there.
now when you
these
Kevin
cars-
Finn.
all these cars are starting to close in on Matt Hackathorn. So.
Yeah. Pack of hungry dogs coming behind you. But,
I'm sure that 12 car is pretty hurt. It's hard to see hit that wall.
Hopefully we'll get that fixed up when it's in service.
And you're hoping that's gonna come soon, but like we mentioned earlier, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty close to what they ran last night, around probably 60 laps, which you can go in a full tank. So
Yeah. Chuck has another run down here on the low side of Kevin Finn. Seems to be a constant shell game right now between those two.
and this is the battle currently on the track too. Everybody else is kind of settled in. So Lindsay trying to get around Hackathorn here.
Nice Kevin Finn close right up in the back bumper that 90.
You know, if you're the 90, you're kind of like, look, Kevin, just let me get by him, then we can work on it. Don't put me in a position where we're gonna get us all wrecked here, please.
A great battle going on right now for the top 5.
Yeah, Hackathorn's gonna go from what, 4th to 7th in one lap.
Yeah. Kevin Finn, Corey Lindsay, side by side, gonna be battling into turn 1 here. Chuck Sweeting still there.
Just looking for a way back. Show me the hole.
Those guys are doing a really good job of making that car work through the middle of 1 and 2. And honestly, 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the bottom guy just can't get the power down, but the outside groove's definitely working better than we saw last night. So
And if you keep running the outside like this, you're gonna rubber it in even more, so it might be the line to run at the end of it if you can keep the cars out there. That's a big cut for Kevin Finn. He's gonna have a nice run here, but I don't think he's gonna have the power again unless he can clear him on entry. It's kind of hard to do for the bow.
or you can do that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for the bottom guy to do.
He could have pushed like another inch, maybe.
Might lose position here, Chuck. No. Corey
No.
Lindsay misses turn 1 a bit. Advantage Kevin Finn. Uses the dog leg. He should be able to clear him. Yep.
I don't know. Instead of throwing in there, he's gonna have to. Sometimes you can just back off and get the undercut coming off the corner.
Corey side by side again with Kevin coming down the front stretch. Some great racing here right now. Did I hear Corey Lindsay shift?
I wasn't on board.
Corey Lindsay was shifting in the turn 1 there.
I'm shifting in 3 and 4 too. Haven't seen that very often in Phoenix. Might be the gear they're running here.
Didn't shift there though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did right on
He
exit.
did?
That was weird.
He must have
Does it?
something going on because he's dropping positions when he started that.
4th gear is a little boggy here, but I don't. That's a odd move to shift.
He might have just been trying it to see if that would give him the upper hand on these guys because they were right on him for probably 15 laps. Shifting 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, I think he's trying to get a better run out of 2. I don't think that's helping though.
He's fallen off 4/10 so far. I'll see. This lap's not going to be sullied by anything.
And once Kevin and Chuck cleared Corey, I mean they're right back on top of what Peter has been running up front. So.
Yeah, and Corey hit a 5 there with no traffic.
Actually, Chuck ran the quickest lap last lap, so definitely still got speed in that 26 i8 machine. Or is it 62? I always forget which number he runs every week.
26.
26 here, okay.
Could be
Okay.
62.
Well, I mean, if he does what he did last night, it will be. Well, I
Yeah.
guess it'll be 92.
Yeah.
Kind of would like a little, maybe a little caution to get this field caught back up, because I feel like Chuck and Kevin are getting the speed to run with these top 3, so.
But guess what? Right now, Kevin Finn is tied with Sam Close.
Dun dun dun.
And I ain't touching the tiebreaker because I don't know how it works.
I didn't ask on that one, so I'll let Corey be the final judge on that one.
Goes to the unofficial official results and get people's hopes up and crush their dreams when it was wrong when I said it was right.
We'll totally 2000 NBC this, or 2001 is it, whatever election that was. Was it 2000? And they called Florida and then didn't call Florida, then called Florida.
I think the tiebreaker's like best 2 out of 3 tic-tac-toe.
Oh,
Yeah.
works for me.
I mean, it's like a Brian France thing.
He has to close one eye because the other one don't run.
Doo-doo-ch.
Stoned Mike Hilton approves.
Love that Twitter. Love it.
All right. Yes. Yes. It's an actual Twitter page. You gotta check it out, producer.
The drunk Brian France one isn't as good though.
back to the racetrack here. I've noticed Paul Ross is kind of running down Sam Close, but like you mentioned, Matt, that's the point Sam Close needs at the moment. So
Yeah,
like,
and these
after
guys
this
are
kind of ride.
teammates. Yeah. You don't want to be the guy that got your teammate out of the playoffs. Mind you, we're not even halfway yet, but that's still...
That's a long way to anticipate
Yeah.
this. But
That's always weighing in the back of your mind, especially when you have a team car trying to get into the playoffs, and you have no chance of making it to the next round of the playoffs. So.
yep. Sometimes you get a multi-2 one. So that's your name's Vettel.
And Chuck is closing right back up there, and Kevin Finnegan running a little bit quicker. Ooh, Kevin got a little bit almost in trouble.
That was a teammate in front of him. So
Yeah. Teammates up there cleaning the marbles off the top of the racetrack list.
yeah, Chuck and Kevin were trading fastest lap back and forth, but Peter's kind of been knocking back on that. So they're back down to the threes.
And mentioning Peter there, he's out to a 3.9 second lead right now in second place is Sam Close.
He's only fallen off about a second.
Yeah, right at its
last,
second right now. That's
40
crazy.
laps. And then we got Rusty Webb coming down pit road.
Might open the floodgates a little bit here if you're somebody that's kind of far back and you want to try to catch up.
Well, we saw him do that last night, remember?
Yeah.
Just
And Paul Ross.
Then the gamble you're playing also, you can't have a caution come out too early.
Yeah, it's looking a little better tonight that you'll probably stay green, though. Maybe.
Chuck's
Looks like
gonna get a
Chuck's
run
got the
here.
Run, yeah.
Side by side to turn 3, and Chuck's on that apron.
Get that car to turn.
Kevin can't get it to turn either. Oh, he's calling. He's coming into pit lane next time, though. Yeah, we're only 40 laps into this run, aren't we? 45?
Yeah.
That's about what we saw last time from the short pitters, about 40 laps.
Let me think about that.
Doing math.
I'm gonna try. No, even no matter how I look at it, numbers don't make sense to me, so we're just gonna go back to the racing action. Now I guess we're gonna be watching to see if Paul Ross, Sam Close, and Peter Short, when they're gonna come in.
I'm Peter Short. I'm running to my number. I don't care what anybody else does.
I was gonna also say Chuck Sweeting, but we know when he has a number, he runs it.
Yeah, if you're Peter, you have nothing to lose. I mean, you've got pretty good gap, so.
Cameron Rich coming down pit road. Hackathorn.
I'm gonna have
Stevens.
damage repair there. Not much you can do under green, though.
Now, Peter said he wants to be able to rival Cameron Rich in the wins department. That were to come true, Peter has to win tonight and then again next week at Homestead.
Oh, that's
Cameron's
not that hard.
7th. Yeah,
He's win, apparently. I mean,
go out and do it.
I think the wins will be important, but it's a matter of you just gotta beat him next week. You know, you don't even have to win next week necessarily. You just need to beat Cameron and whoever else is with you. So
Yeah,
sometimes
I
it's
would
not
be-
always about winning.
I would be surprised if we see a winner that's not a championship contender next week, though.
I don't know. Homestead plays that strategy card that we talked about last night. You could see someone do a 3-stop strategy or something and be faster and blow by the guys at the end.
That's true too. Yeah. Wait and see
Because-
kind of idea, I guess.
I think these three are so close that whatever happens with pitch strategy, you're kind of going to all do the same thing. So you're always on
Yeah.
the same page with everybody. There's no, you're not having some wild card coming at the end who's 30 points back trying to win, just to win a championship or something.
Jordan Teal just mowed down the wall for 3 and 4 and picked up speed. Is this Bristol?
He's just passing Johnny Thomas.
Well, Johnny did get back by him, so. This is the part where we say the views and comments of Trey Landry are not necessarily those of OCR TV. But who are we kidding? I mean, I called him a pace car last week. So.
Right.
I, on the other hand,
That's what you wanted their championship trophy to be. Oh, stop it.
Ooh,
mean-
Sam Close gets a little piece of the wall there at a 4, trying to get around Chad Brown.
you both got a big chunk of it too. I mean, just give a little graze. They're gonna hell of a lot worse.
This is when you're in the danger zone, though, because you got guys with new tires, you got these old tires. Just gotta get your way
Chuck's
through.
coming.
Chuck's coming in.
Like Chuck.
Richard Hines coming down also in front of Cameron or Peter Short.
Well, there's no way you're gonna make it.
Oh, Chuck. Slideways.
But if looking at Chuck, but that statement also went with Chuck, I guess. I was gonna say there's no way you're gonna make it on one more stop, but you actually might.
Chuck's gonna be close to being posted for speeding there. He came in at 52, but he got rode down pretty quick. We'll see what the timing lines say about that. Peter Short, our leader, coming down hot and heavy.
And lead to Sam Close. Be an extra
Kevin.
point there.
Kevin Finn's strategy, all for naught.
Yeah, it's kind of the well.
Chuck was down and away there.
And the 5's coming right in after getting that lap led. So, man, pit barrels.
And as a championship car coming in looking like that, you are low-key having a stroke in the car.
It's fine. It's fine. I didn't touch anything. It's good.
I meant to do that. Corey Lindsay looking like he's just going to stay up to lead a lap, possibly.
Now, I guess this is gonna still cycling through, but Kevin Finn made up a buttload of time on Peter Short.
Did he ever? Yeah, he's only 6/10 of a second, I believe, behind Peter
Yeah,
now.
he's right there with him. So
But Kevin's lap times will fall off. Peter's will, and I don't hear any.
man, that 5 car just left pit lane. That is a lot of time lost.
I think Corey Lindsay clutched it through 1 and 2. He's clutching it in 3 and 4 now too.
Oh, Sam
Close.
just about off the farm with Cameron Rich. Kind of
Corey
an
Lindsay
odd,
down pit lane.
kind of came out of pit lane at an odd angle there.
I wonder if Corey's out of gas.
He was clutching it through 1 and 2 too. I don't know. He must have been close.
I mean, he was shifting, so I'm sure he burnt more fuel than anyone else. I just wonder if he was trying to stretch it far enough to where you could run the next stint all the way out and that'd be it. You know, you come in one more time.
Possibly, yeah. It wouldn't be a bad strategy call.
The way you missed basic numbers in my head, you should be able to make it again. Be close. But...
So Kevin Finn made up a ton of time on that exchange of pit stops.
Yeah, but he's starting to give it back now, though. He's about 3/10 a lap slower last lap, so. But he's within striking distance. Maybe you can hope for a weird yellow here or something. Chuck also got around Sam close, and Paul Ross in the exchange. Let's put Chuck up third. Now, Corey Lindsay is still clutching it, which is
He
odd.
has some kind of strategy in his head here right now.
There's no way you can make it to the end from here, but
See, Corey isn't in a must-win, but he pretty well is, just based on where these guys have been running this whole evening.
yeah, you pretty much figure on anyone who's not in them points is pretty much going to go in, considering how well everyone's running. So, I don't know. That's a weird one.
Sam's gonna see if he can make the move here on Chuck Sweeting to 3 and 4. Chuck's in a
just
wide
gonna-
arc there, and he's gonna have a nice run up off.
Man, that car, it's so weird. It picks up so much speed from center off.
I am learning so much from Chuck Sweeting right now, but I can never utilize it because I'd be in the wall that fast.
I can learn all I want. I can't put it pen to paper when it actually comes down to it. So, or what would that be? Pixel to virtual steering wheel.
Here we go on ESPN's Pixel and Pixel.
Coming at you in
Damn it.
EDP.
Just totally don't have a graphic for that, so I quit.
We could just like Microsoft Paint one real quick. Hang on.
Yeah, I'll see if Mittens will do that.
Sam Close still trying to get by Chuck Sweeting. As I was earlier, it's easier said than done. Chuck might actually roll out of the gas this time. Nope.
Nope. He jumps right back on her.
Looks like he backed the corner up just to get the run off.
And it's like, I got him. No!
Just waiting to hear that sweet, sweet, sweet word from the spotter of all clear.
That was almost a sweet word to...
Yeah, to a DNF and championship over.
Yeah, I don't... The way these cars are stepping out, it looks like it's almost impossible to save them, but it's not as bad as it looks. So these guys are a hell of a lot better than me. Probably both.
Little from column A, little from column B.
Chuck's gonna have a nice run though. Get a crossover. He's just gonna he's gonna lay it. Let it take its course now. And the two championship contenders closest to the cut line, Kevin Finn and Sam Close, running position number 2 and position number 3.
I mean, that puts Kevin where he needed to be, so just in front of
Yeah.
Sam.
If he finishes in front of Sam, no matter where it is, he's in. Depending on who wins this race, of course.
Fortunately, well, lap times aren't bad, not about the same, but also Sam was getting around Chuck, so. Peter's in his own little zip code up there, about 2/10 quicker.
Now, if you're Kevin Finn, you just kind of hope Sam Close burnt his tires up a bit there, trying to get by Chuck Sweeting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not looking the same because Kevin had a pretty poor lap last lap compared to Sam. And what, a 27.2 to a 26.8? That's not gonna get it done. Do have some lap traffic between Sam and Kevin though, so that might help. Meanwhile, Corey Lindsay continues to clutch the car through 3 and 4. So
I'm
keep
very
keep an eye on that one,
Yeah, I'm very interested in what he's planning here.
and 1 and 2 as well. He's got to be trying to stretch fuel to make it one less stop. That's the only reason you do it.
And see, he started at the very start of this run, so he's gonna be able to save quite a little amount of fuel.
Starting that early, he must be desperate. I mean, you're talking 3-4 laps of saving.
He's probably sitting there thinking that he has to win this race, just based on where these guys are running. You need these guys to have issues, and right now I think we only have 15 cars circulating right now that are not out of the race.
Problem he's
And,
gonna face is running that slow. I didn't run that bad last lap, honestly. They're about the same pace as Kevin Finn.
Brad
That's
Keselowski
pretty
in this thing.
That's pretty good fuel saving. He actually just passed Rusty Webb off the gas, so.
And he's not going to be using his tires up as much either, so this is interesting.
I'm just curious to know what that fuel number is, because clearly he thinks he can get to it.
Something tells me he's been practicing for this.
It's still a long way to go to rely on that. I mean, he's made his bed now, so.
But as long as he's on the lead lap, the worst that can happen is a
That's-
caution.
yeah.
When you reset, and you cannot use that strategy. He has to adapt to another one, but unless he loses a lap, then he's going to be in.
That's the
Dire
crucial thing.
straits.
You got to stay within striking distance to make the field thing work. So,
Yeah.
because you're going to lose a lap pitting, so that's what you're banking on. Peter and those guys pretty much breaking even and kind of coming out maybe 10, 15 seconds behind you once it cycles through.
Yeah.
So Chloe's going to go up the middle between Richard Hines
Wow.
and Brett Miller.
That was.
Got one of them.
It's going to be. Yeah, I saw. Waylay, but that's I guess he knows he has to go through and get Kevin Finn, but
Well, these guys have been bouncing off each other the past couple laps too. He's like, look, I need by, please, thanks.
yeah.
Respect my authority. Paul Ross gonna stick her in there and get by. 89 machine there.
I'm still fascinated at what the 90 car is doing right now.
I mean, I did it a lot in my career as well, so never worked though. Just once. So Cameron Rich, kind of under the radar here, kind of cycled through to what, P6 after those pit stops. That's farther up than he was running most of the night, so maybe might have been helped by some long pit stops for Hackthorn, Johnny Thomas maybe. Yeah, all in the 14s, so not bad. Now the problem for Lindsay, I guess you put two and two together here. The next car behind him is the leader, so
Yeah, he ran a 27.1 last lap. Peter Short's 27 flat, and a 2 that lap there. But it's not a very big gap to be closing, but it's going to be close. They might have to.
step his game up just a little bit.
Yeah. And he ran a 4 that lap. That's a huge chunk out of his gap over the leader, and the gap is lack thereof now almost.
It makes it so hard too, though, because when you're clutching it, I mean, without maybe having the delta time on, it's kind of hard to tell what you're losing through the corner.
For a while there, he wasn't losing much.
No, and in theory, I mean, you should delta off with some of the other guys, but that's kind of hard to do when Peter's laying down lap after lap, some of the fastest laps on the track. So.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 2/10 quicker than Kevin, about, what, 1/10 and a half quicker than Chuck some laps. Actually, last lap Chuck was pretty much on par with him. So. I don't know, I guess if you're Corey, you might need to race a little harder with Peter here.
Or wreck him.
Or falling right behind him, or wreck him. Falling right behind him and just kind of ride around with him and get some draft.
Well, we are within halfway, 90 laps to go. Oh, Peter. Square there in corner
Just
entry.
judge that one a little bit.
I would say Corey is no longer clutching it. And I would be wrong.
Peter's gonna go on the outside, but Corey's gonna. I think Peter's probably gonna get the power down there. It's like Hackathorn's on pit lane.
Corey Lindsay officially 1 lap down now. But he is still within striking distance.
And to save that much, you must be either right on the number, or think you can be on the number, or something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, as he clutches it, gets back on the apron. That's not what you want to do.
Nice save there. Cameron Rich started almost tail end of the field. from 16th. He's now up to 6th place. He's gained 10 positions so far through about 113 laps.
Yeah, it doesn't look quite as out of control as he did earlier, so maybe he's found a little rhythm around the Phoenix.
He might have been pushing the issue a little bit back there, just trying to get his way up to the front. Nice little battle shaping up here between Chuck Sweeting and Paul Ross, though, as they're coming in the dog leg.
Chuck's gonna run the ultra high Michael Waltrip line there.
Yeah, but I think Chuck has a little bit more talent than that guy does.
I mean, he almost won here that one time. Back when he drove for Dale.
I remember he won at Daytona 500.
Paul had some speed. It's not gonna be that horse. Paul had some speed at the end of that first run, but he was stuck behind Sam. You know, like we had mentioned earlier, the point that Sam needed. So, now that Sam's kind of behind Kevin, it's not gonna matter. So Rusty Webb coming to pit lane.
Again, if he's spitting the same number, it's going to open up the floodgates of about 10 laps for the rest of these guys. 5 to 10 laps.
Yeah, and that's gonna put you outside of a window there if you pit that early.
Full station identification here.
Well, if you pit, well, if you do 10 more, still, it's a lot to ask that last run. You're gonna go further than you did all day.
Yeah, 75 laps.
I don't know if your right front's gonna love you on that one.
Corey Lindsey's strategy, I could only assume he's going to make one more pit stop.
That's what he's hoping he can get to.
And he still has not fallen too far away from Peter Short. He's, well, half a straightaway away, but he's not in terrible position, really.
No, he's just hoping Mike Stevens. Well, Mike Stevens is going to get lapped. He's hoping when Mike Stevens gets lapped here that we don't get some kind of caution, because then he really will be screwed. So.
Yeah.
Mike's just going to let Peter have it in one, he said. So.
Like a knuckle sandwich or the position?
Just the position tonight. I mean, I'm not really sure anyone else is going to do anything crazy because you don't have to.
You just touched the wall. No big deal there. You just barely scraped it. Sponsors off the right side of the car. Didn't need those anyway.
I mean, they're on the left side.
Man, that was a little parking lot there. Looks like Sam and Chuck are slowly reeling in Kevin Finn here. Actually, it was about 3/10 last lap. So.
Good thing for Kevin, he's gonna be making a pit stop here.
Yeah, I mean that's worked out. Sam's gonna come into pit lane now. That's worked out brilliant for the 14 because he's made up so much time on all those guys.
Yeah, he got himself right back up into a good position. And he should be coming in since Sam Close has hauled off. He should honestly be coming in this time.
Yeah, because Peter doesn't matter in these guys.
He's a non-factor. He did not come in this time, but C is in close gets the service. Don't make sure he doesn't have any miscues.
So far, so good.
20 minutes to jack up the right side of the car. That's all right.
Sometimes the pit crew's a little slow.
No penalties or anything. He's back out.
I don't think we've seen any penalties tonight or last night, for that matter, other than like a couple speeding maybe from Cameron one time. That was under a caution. So.
Chuck got a speeding too, did he not?
No, he just missed his pit stall.
Oh, right.
I guess that's a penalty, but I mean, it's kind of self-inflicted penalty.
Yeah, self-inflicted, yeah, that's it.
Chad Brown on and off pit lane, been a quiet night so far for the 64 machine.
17, Cameron Rich coming. Wait.
Nope.
That was interesting. Oh, he moved over for Sam Close race. I forgot.
Miller coming to pit lane. Oh, Paul Ross also got around Sam Close as well. Which is interesting. They didn't pit together again, did they? Sam came in before him.
Yeah.
Chuck on pit lane. Makes it in the box. Looks like Kevin's on pit lane as well.
Sam Close did a little bit of a better job there getting into pit lane than Kevin Finn did by almost a second.
As producer points out, only car in the lead lap right now, Peter Short.
See if Kevin can have a better outlap than Sam Chucks.
Gaggle of cars behind Peter there with Matt Hackathorn and Chad Brown trying to find a way by. Then Cameron's coming up behind him, and so is Johnny Thomas. But Johnny Thomas hasn't pitted yet, has he?
No.
So he's in second place, but he's a lap down to Peter.
Oh, Kevin did have a very good pit out after the second Sam's pit out, so he kind of evened out there.
Yeah, but Sam
He
leapfrogged
gained-
Kevin.
Yeah, he gained time on the tires.
Harry's, and also he has a buffer with Paul Ross in between them, so that's going to be a
Yep.
hard one to pass. We're kind of waving a couple cars by there.
That just shows you that Kevin Finn has a better pit crew than Sam Chucks.
Oh, is that what it says, or is it just iRacing?
Just iRacing.
Cameron's sawing on it at a 4 there. Cameron's actually 2 laps down though at the moment. Oh, no, he's 1.
Not anymore. He just did the most heroic move I've ever seen through turns 3 and 4.
Corey Lindsey still is tried and true clutching it there.
And so far, he's extended
gonna
this
make
pretty-
it about 5, 10 laps, probably 10.
Yeah, closer to 10 just to be extra safe. Hungry Hippos.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like if you could make it 60 to go, you wouldn't have to save for the last run. You could drive as hard as you wanted.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where Peterson's staying out unless he's trying to block that move, which would be odd.
But he hasn't, and he touches the wall over there to turn 2. But he hasn't been playing that strategy at all.
No, that just goes to show you how much sooner some of these guys are pitting. They had fuel, they just came in for tires maybe and their number they were looking for.
Finn trying to do what he has to do here and get by Paul Ross. They'll at least tie up the point standings as they run right now. And that's going to be a hard, a tall order, I think, because A, Paul Ross is a teammate of Sam Close, and B, Paul Ross is pretty quick.
Yeah, he's no slouch, but I think that's why Kevin maybe tried to play the long game here and get a little bit fresher tires than Paul and Sam. Just have to see if that works or not, won't we? And the next problem I see for Corey Lindsey is guys who've already pitted, mainly Sam Close, is actually coming up behind him pretty rapidly now. So that's going to actually be a pass for position at the moment.
Sure, yeah.
Unless these guys do have to pit again, you're kind of already screwed.
I don't think it's gonna be a question is if they have to pit again. I think it's gonna be when
When,
with these
yeah.
guys.
They can run
Because-
pretty late. I mean, you're only going to be, what, 10, 15 short?
Yeah.
I'm banking on a caution at some point.
But this race does feel like it's gonna finish under green, but anything can happen. That's why don't shut off the stream before the end of the race.
Yeah, because you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and be like, who won? How? What? Why did Chuck barrel roll down the backstretch again?
Yeah. But who is Eric Mickey?
Oh no, he's done. His doomsday clock is finally reached Thursday.
Check clock finally struck 0.
Strike zero. Whatever the Mayans tell you it is.
And they lied to me already.
Looks like Kevin Finn's gonna get by Corey Lindsey as well. Here comes Paul Ross, another
Is he?
teammate to Mr. Lindsey.
Damage on that right front there in the 14.
Possibly. To be honest, I haven't really checked it.
Trip down memory lane here and see the pancake.
Here's coming a bit lane. That's right
That's
on
that
the
number, yeah.
number. Which is odd that he got in the number and Corey's been saving so much. And it hasn't really helped him any. He
No.
could run wide open like Peter and pretty much get to that number. Unless that was Peter saving, which is just scary if it was.
Yeah, terrifying. I don't see any contact with the 14 right side.
I mean, the B cars were running 60 something laps last night.
Yeah,
Or
like
they-
3, I think, is what Carlos said. That's without saving or race traffic.
I found it. Yeah, Kevin Finn on the exit of turn 2 on lap 117 kind of came up and pancaked the outside of the wall there, leading into the dog leg.
I'm gonna go on an adventure and say that's not gonna hurt him too much.
No, because he seems to be on good lap times now.
Looks like Peter's gonna cycle in behind Chuck and right beside Paul Ross.
Johnny Thomas coming down the pit lane.
Yeah, it's gonna cycle Sam close to the lead.
Now, Corey Lindsey's sitting P6 right now, 5 seconds back. When do you pit when you're Corey Lindsey?
I mean, now, because you can make it. As Johnny Thomas has a really pit entry there, or pit
Yeah, I
box
was gonna
entry.
say 10 laps ago.
Yeah, I mean, Peter pitted, so obviously he thinks he can make it. So, or either he was out of fuel, one of the two. But 60 laps, I mean, you're within the window now. So if you're listening, Corey, pit the car. We'll win you a championship, buddies. Listen to us. Don't follow Eric Mickey. That's what he's over there. Small hands. I feel like this is a Tom Story incident all over again, Trey.
Oh, God.
Pit now, Tom. Pit now.
Yeah, well, we were trying to talk him into short pitting.
Yeah, we can't seem to win either battle, short pitting
know.
or long pitting here.
getting around Kevin Finn to move Peter back up to second.
It's just like just eating them up, those fresh tires. It's like, haha, bye. What did he run last lap? At 26.9. Well, it's not that much quicker than Sam Close, really. Of course, he was passing someone. So. Well, obviously, Kevin is Peter's biggest fan right now because he needs to get by Sam Close to keep him from winning. Otherwise, it's all for naught.
Yeah, Peter ran a 26.7 last lap.
Yeah, short ran Sam ran a 27.2, so. Corey Lindsey coming to pit lane.
Yeah, all that saving, he only did 8 more laps than.
Honestly, I don't think it was really worth it.
No.
Maybe those Camrys aren't getting quite the fuel mileage those Fusions are. Yeah, we should be able to run as hard as he wants in his final run. If it's worth anything, I mean.
It's going to be a lap down. Right?
Should be, because Sir Sam Close is.
Coming in with Peter short right on his rear.
Yeah, Lindsay's just leaving his pit box. He's just gonna be at pit exit now. He might maintain the lead by then.
Peter short does get around Sam Close to put Peter back in the lead.
Yeah, that was kind of nothing Sam could do on that one.
Nah.
So that's going to cycle Lindsay pretty far down in the lap down order.
Off.
So he's definitely going to have to start pedaling that car to pick up some speed here. But like we said, we don't, I mean, with Peter to have to pit again, it's kind of all for nothing now. The battle's going to be Sam Close and Kevin Finn. See who can out-duel each other here. Yeah, dynamic duo of Chuck and Kevin still stuck together here, getting around the 89 car. No surprise there. Corey Lindsey ran the fastest lap previous to last lap. Peter Short knocks back on the door. Hits the fastest lap that lap.
Hey, I guess you can knock him, but you got to try something, right? You got to try something.
Yeah, I don't think he expected Peter to go that far. I think that really kind of threw a monkey wrench in it, but once he was already into that plan, there's nothing he could do, so. That might have been the most awkward conversation of where you want a lab car to go.
Right? So it's cutting out, right?
Like, where do you want me? Just let it naturally happen? Stretching a pretty good gap on Sam now, so. Oh, he's clutching it. Maybe he wasn't completely good on fuel.
That's
Peter
gonna,
Short.
Might throw an
Sam
extra wrench
coming.
into it.
Sam, who was that?
That was
Haggathorn.
Haggathorn, okay.
Tonight's kind of gone downhill. Good
Well, yeah,
job.
but-
Winston,
Caution.
good job.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, he never got another caution after he pancaked the wall, so he never really got a chance to get that damage fixed.
Peter Short's still clutching it through 3 and 4 again, so he might be just a little close on the field.
Well, maybe Corey Lindsey's onto something. Yeah.
This is good.
Still the problem with Corey Lindsey is Peter
He's a lot down.
is so far ahead of him. He can burn up all that he saved.
But with this, Peter's going to be losing a lot of time. It's going to allow Corey to kind of close up to within that one lap deficit. Because if he does, Corey's in the catbird seat then.
Well, he's only got to run 52 laps.
We shall see. It's Kevin and Chuck still just in
Dogfight.
tandem together there. So Corey Lindsey pops off the fastest lap last lap. Just about 8/10 quicker. No, I'm sorry. I thought that was an 8. That's a 3. 2/10 quicker. I was like, well, that's a lot. Got him now. Move Cameron Rich up to the top 5 as he gets around Paul Ross, who is in pit lane. So that's the first of your, what's that, 3rd round stops there?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. As Jordan Till pounds the wall through 3 and 4. We got Rusty Webb coming up at lane.
Chuck Sweeting still, they're just running almost identical lap times every lap. It's,
I mean, all race long too. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like him and Kevin, once they got that penalty and Kevin stayed out, they kind of just got stuck together all races. Sam Close heads to pit lane. And it begins.
all eyes will be on that 90 car right now.
14, you've got to follow Sam in. Because
Yeah.
you all have to pit again, so you can't give up time to him. Kind of just
It's-
hope that it doesn't work for the 90, to be honest. That's all you can hope.
Yeah, because otherwise, well, it doesn't.
Peter, either way, Peter will get in the way he's running. So
Yeah,
he
there's a lot
completely
of.
runs out of fuel and loses time. Chuck did get by Kevin, though, as they used Chad as a pick. Sam down on the way, no penalties.
These are the money stops right now for these guys that are on the 3-stop strategy. You cannot make a mistake.
Chuck's coming in. Smooth and steady.
14 still out on track.
I'm not sure why he's still out there. Didn't get the memo.
Coming in this time, he's gonna have a wicked stop.
A little conservative coming in, but it's when you're like, please don't spin. Sam
Yeah.
Close side by side with Johnny Thomas in turn 1. Yeah, so I still think Peter is going to try and make it from here, because obviously he wouldn't clutch if he didn't think he could make it. He'd just kind of run hard again and pit again.
Unfortunately, Corey Lindsey is pretty much on the same straightaway as Peter Short here.
Yeah,
But at 45 miles an hour, and if
here we go.
it's going to be a close one, but unfortunately, it's going to be hard to say.
Oh, and this one train left Chicago at 1 o'clock.
The other one crashes.
I don't think the 90's fast enough to make it up is the problem. Because he should have been able to run as hard as he wanted this run and make up time, but I just don't see it coming out of his car.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been wrong before, but
After that round of pit stops to Sam Close.
yeah, Chuck and Kevin kind of stuck together still.
With pit stops and everything, it's been those two battling each other.
I have the feeling Jeff Davis. So the only two, well, I mean, uh, Corey hasn't pitted, but you know, the situation. But Peter and Cameron, the only two to not cycle through here yet. Surprised Cameron hadn't pitted, but they're trying to play an angle here.
Until offering up the bottom to Corey.
Peter Short's punching from the start-finish line into turn 1. That makes me think he's a lot worse on gas. And
he was just doing 3 and 4. I think he realized I better do 1 and 2 as well. This is a hard track to save fuel on because it's not much of a lift track. You kind of lift going in and then hammer it coming off. So
yeah,
really hard to keep lap time up while you're doing that.
he's running 27.5. So not terrible, but
Yeah, both Peter and Corey can run the same lap times now. 5:03 to a 5:04.
Except Peter's clutching and Corey's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where your speed factor comes in. Connection issue there on that 94. Yes, as producer points out, definitely Kevin Finn and Chuck Sweeting, they've been the battle of the race here, stuck together, trying to figure out how to get by each other, and just can't seem to get away from each other, so some nights it's like that. But if anything, Kevin wants to run down Sam. That's,
Well, he has to, right?
easier said than done. Well, not at the moment. He had a point over him, so not sure what the tiebreaker is.
I was looking at the stats there. Sam Close hasn't covered on all the stat on every section. So
Well, there you go. What was the tiebreaker before? Is it the best
Somebody said-
finishes in the round?
if that's the case, then give me a minute.
That's the NASCAR way of doing it. I don't remember how we did it last time we tied with Velez and whoever that was. Producer? Yes, it used to be, but not in the real NASCAR world anymore. I don't know if they go by those rules or not. They use actually the best finish in your playoff races, which is odd. But I don't remember what they did with Velez and I want to say Ray's Clark or something.
I'll dredge back through the history books here and see if I can find out something about the stages.
Such an odd
Obviously-
thing to happen, but
Nope, 25 to go for Peter Short.
he's continuing to slowly clutch his way to a victory, maybe.
Well, if this tiebreaker does go by this stage or this this section of the playoffs, the tiebreaker will go to Kevin Finn. He finished 3rd at Texas, whereas Sam Close finished 7th.
And Sam Close is going to finish 3rd tonight. If it finishes this way.
And then Kevin will be finishing, if this does finish this way, Kevin will finish 4th, so
I don't know how that's done.
like
Is it
that's
averages from that? Kevin has to hold off Chuck Sweeting. Yeah, I don't know how that would work if Sam has a 3rd here and Kevin has a 3rd somewhere else. I don't know if you average those all together and that's what you get or what.
you'd have.
That's
That-
why
this
we're
is
not
what
admins,
makes-
Matt. That's
yeah,
why we
this is
let
what
them
makes
decide that.
everything completely. I wish NASCAR would stop changing things.
I will say Sam Close is just about half a corner away from getting a lap back finally from Peter. So.
But what we can tell you right now, Peter Short is clutching it, trying to get the race win. The only other person in the lead lap is Isaac teammate, Cameron Rich, P2.
Who,
About
for some reason,
mile
hasn't
away from
pitted
him.
yet. We don't
Yeah.
know why. He
He's
hasn't
just-
played the long game all night. So.
He's just having some fun here, I think. He's
Richard Hines at the end. Yep.
Eric Mickey said just throw him in a pit with a pointy stick. Guy who leaves the pit alive wins. I like it. Sam Close gets his lap back.
Chuck still continuing to try and work over Kevin Finn here.
Oh, Cameron is down pit lane.
Cruiser's having a stroke, meanwhile, and that's it. Sam Close will be back on the lead lap should a caution appear now. So. Still only 2 cars on the lead lap.
So what's gonna happen here? Finn should have the run up off. He does.
Come on, guy.
Laps to go here. Things might get a little bit more takey and no more givey.
Well, I'm sure Pretty Short doesn't want any more fuel to get taken. So.
No. Right now, going into turn 2 here. Oh, chops around. That's gonna be a caution.
Caution.
Drama. I mean, you still only have 2 cars on the lead lap, so.
Yeah, but
Kevin
Kevin
Finn's
Finn's
the lucky
gonna be the lucky dog.
Yeah, so that just puts him and Sam Close together.
This is gonna be a slobber knocker to the finish.
It's like Chuck just lost it. Yep, just lost it at 4, trying to keep up with Kevin there. So easy to do here. We'll have 3 on the lead lap once we get a wave around. But, like those other...
Kevin,
I mean, if Paul Ross and those guys stay out, they can get back on the lead lap, but they're just junk if they do, so...
and Kevin has to hope that everybody pits, otherwise he's gonna be at the tail end of the longest line.
He can be there either way. Unless they take the wave around.
That's what I mean. He wants them all to stay out.
I don't
Oh
see how
boy.
you because you're just gonna be junk. But this is why we run the races.
If you're Corey Lindsay, you'd have to take the wave around.
Well, yeah, Corey is, but the rest of them, I mean, if you get to lose, you just hope for a quick yellow. Although another quick yellow is about gonna be over.
You'll need it within about 2 laps of the green flag.
Pretty much need it in turn 1. Set her down. Well. We saw the action hot up last night towards the end. Looks like this one might have that effect as well.
And this is where I do my patented 2-tire pit stop.
There's no reason to. There's no reason to take 2.
I guess if we had more people on the lead lap, it would be better, but
Well, looks like we have resident nerd in chat. Eric Mickey said, according to the rule book, tiebreaker is wins.
so advantage Sam Close.
It's odd that they would have. I mean, what are the odds you would tie break after you've already used your positions in the actual playoffs?
Yeah,
Your finishes. So,
I don't like that NASCAR rule at all, to be honest.
yeah, I don't.
I don't like a lot of the NASCAR
Ryan
rules.
fans,
That's why I
but
like.
whatever.
That's why I like 3 wide, because they do things pretty well the smart way. You don't just follow NASCAR blindly like some leagues do.
guess Hackathorn completely forgot how wave rounds work.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I've been laying down the law there.
this is the best league I think we've ever covered.
This is gonna be very interesting. Because you've got Johnny Thomas up here, who's not actually fourth, but will be restarting fourth. But he's actually seventh, a lap down. And then the other guys who took the wave around will be starting behind these guys. Who were
Kevin Finn
like
is
a mad rush trying to catch back up to the field.
Yeah, we're gonna get the caution extended. Thank God. Otherwise, it's been a disaster.
You could have got a Kyle Busch restart against.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what Kevin Finn can do. He's starting up there in the third spot.
Yeah. I mean, insert inspirational championship hopes.
Yeah.
You got 3 guys here, only 2 of them are gonna go on, so. So where the
And
ghost
really-
of Eric Mickey spins at 33.
The only thing that can kill Peter Short's championship 3 hopes is if he gets into a wreck and blows up.
So the dog leg.
Yeah. So even Peter's not completely at ease on this restart. This is going to be completely insane. Hold on to your...
Hopes and dreams, unlike Eric, who just let it go. It's been 2 years, but let it go. It's dead. Got some Rico charges on that lead. Alright, Bert's off, and Peter's gone. Kevin with a solid start there.
That's what he needed. Oh, Sam drives around in there. Side by side. Kevin can use that dog leg. Doesn't use much of it. He's going to set himself up decently for turn 3. He's using all of the track now.
I think we're just a few laps away from somebody's feelings getting hurt.
Season's worth of frustration coming out later.
Oh, Sam hits the wall, touches Kevin. That's going to give advantage to Kevin Finn as he takes second possession away.
Slides up just a little bit in the center, but might get the drive off from that. Yep. Caution for Cameron.
His whole back end's gone.
Oh, looks like he got tapped from the 89. His 17 was checking up not to hit Quinn.
Also, probably did a great job saving it. Wow.
Cameron Rich didn't check up. He slammed on his brake.
Now this again.
Changes everything. I mean,
Now-
nothing, but everything.
You're kind of... The 14 and the 33, you're kind of allianced. Will
Yes.
Peter give the bottom line to the 14 on this restart?
I mean, I'm not a betting man. But if I was a certain team owner, I would probably make that pretty clear over the radio. Drew, if you're listening,
Team owner's not here.
you speak though.
Let me check.
I haven't seen
no.
him type in chat like he does, so I'm assuming not. So left the inmates to run the asylum. I mean, I would work it that way if I was Peter and Kevin, but you know, easier said than done. So. As everyone moves out of the way when Johnny Thomas left. That was almost like a league in unison there.
Yeah, that looked orchestrated.
Felt like they were going to pull into a parking spot, not get over for the lucky dog.
Should put what, Johnny Thomas back on the lead lap?
Yeah, that's what he
This
wanted to
is
see.
7 cars.
P7.
And Corey Lindsay is going to be restarting within striking, well, kind of within striking distance now of these guys up front, and he's got fresh rubbers.
Nice.
But
So you're saying maybe pull a Steve Cox? No turn 3? Just make your own turn 3? Now you're inner.
now, the next caution's going to all but end it. Might have a
The next one will end it probably. So.
yeah, because we can't have one lap sprints, so this is all or nothing now.
For Kevin, you're just like, come on, somebody right back there, come to the grid.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
It looks like Cameron Rich has got a new back bumper put on the car. I didn't think you were allowed to do that anymore.
That's a pretty speedy repair there.
I like how it's also damaged, so it makes it look like they just picked it up off the track and slapped her back on there.
I like how they put it back on, but seemingly drilled holes so the bumper bar can stick out the back of it. Amazing work with that Eisenbach crew.
Oh, God.
Nah, we don't need a damage model on iRacing, it's fine. Sure, that's fine.
We could have that one where the parts fly off the car and then I get a flat tire and don't know why.
Oh, that's some NASCAR Thunder days right there.
Yeah.
Looks like you hit some debris.
Oh, thanks there, Bob.
Pull in the pit lane to get that fixed.
So now Kevin has to have a impeccable restart here.
Yeah, it looks like Peter's not taking our advice, which no one ever does, but Eric that one time. Just
You
a
know,
quick
Sam Close
switcheroo.
also has won the championship last season, so there's, I'd say, even more on the line for him. He wants to go 2 for 2.
Yes,
Corey Lindsay lining up P5 back there behind Sam Close. Needs to win.
birds off, and we're green. Oh,
Kevin,
boy.
terrible restart.
That outside is not going all night long.
Oh, and Corey Lindsay sails her in there, gets to the back of Sam Close.
It's gonna get Kevin Finn.
Kevin Finn saves it. No, he's gone.
And he's around, that's it. As Corey Lindsay knocks the 5 car out of the way.
Wrecked you too.
Okay. Those are teammates, by the way. Well,
Corey channeled his inner wrecking ball there.
looks like it's going to advance Sam Close into the Championship 3. Along with Mr. Short.
Crazy there.
That was,
Yeah. I don't think Sam had anything he could really do there. He kind of got nailed, so
Yeah.
Corey kind of sailed her in there and knocked him out of the way.
yeah. Sam did a very good job of keeping that car under him too. He needs to use a little bit of lean help, but I mean,
Well,
Wow.
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, so
yeah.
it sure helps when you're both. So it will not be an all Ford Homestead Championship
No, we
3.
have,
We'll have one Camry in there now. Just can't get away from them Yoders. Eric in chat. Yeah, that's why we're not admins, Eric. So that can be dealt with the admins.
Well, that's second race in a row that Kevin Finn had some mishaps. The later stages of the race.
Yeah, none of his own making here. So
No.
other than a poor restart. So. I don't know if you're Kevin Finn. I think the food court might be on lockdown after that one.
Yeah.
Might want to evacuate all businesses. Oh man. Well, regardless, I think the fastest car is going to win, so. Guess that's something. Now, Johnny Thomas, didn't he just take the wave around under that last caution? He's still rebounding all the way up to fourth through that melee.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good little gain there.
Talking about parting of the seas.
And Cameron Rich, who lost the whole back end of his car, finishes P6.
Rusty Webb gets the top 10. Hackathorn hangs around. Mike Stevens.
We knew it was going to get crazy. Nobody anticipated something that crazy.
It got a little wild and hairy there, but unlike last night, boys, Peter Short's going to win tonight and move on to the Championship 3, even though he moved on last night, but he gets the W again tonight. So.
Peter Short still has a chance. Maybe 4 for 4 here in the 2-guy racing.
That would be
speed car and the Cold Hard Art Cup Series.
That would be something probably that most people would never get to do again. So.
No, that's a feat.
Oh, that's what Peter and Sam transferred.
Peter, Sam, and Cameron are your 3. Should be a heck of a battle at Homestead. Look at their producer. He did a burnout right on the start-finish line. He did a to all the way down the front stretch. So.
John Forsett.
Well, what do you say we hop over and start the old interview process? Not like those top 2, the second, third place finishers have any kind of drama to talk about.
Right.
No.
All right, let me go see here.
Snatch and grab.
All right, I got him. Third place finisher, Mr. Corey Lindsay, league owner. Kind of a up and down night for you tonight, Corey. It looks like you had some different strategies going on. Had to make some adjustments on the fly. Ended up bringing it home third, but not without a little drama there at the end of the race, man. Tell us about it.
About the drama?
About the race.
The race? I don't know. It was all right. Trying to do what we can because I don't got the speed the other guys do. We Nick was telling me what I had to do to make it on one less pit stop. I don't think it would have mattered either way whether that caution came out or not, but it was still good to try because that was pretty much the only chance I had until that last caution. And then, it got crazy there. That was just the difference in tires between myself and the 3 guys in front of me. It's a shame to have a caution come out like that, but, it's kind of inevitable.
Well, my questions are kind of off the wall. Matt, you got anything first?
Sure, yeah. Did you find the car changed any the course of this run? Or the course of this race, sorry, Corey? Because I noticed we're watching Chuck Sweeting quite a bit, and he was working that high line pretty much all the time, racing against, I think it was Kevin Finn and Sam Close at times. Did you find that high line got rubbered in a little bit more? Was it a little bit easier to roll the outside, or was it still use the bottom every way around?
I never tried the outside line. I was stuck to the bottom pretty much, and it got tighter throughout the whole race. I mean, even in practice, we were talking about it, and maybe like 30 minutes into practice, we thought, "Wow, this is a lot tighter." I mean, the 3OG chat, we were all talking about that. But yeah, that's what it does, and a lot of those guys, they know how to work the outside, and I got to get better at that. That's something I got to do in the off season now.
Well, Corey, we can take your driver's hat off for a minute and put your admin hat on. Heading into Homestead next week, both finales. Got some pretty stiff competition in both series. You excited to see how that's going to play out?
Yeah, both races are gonna be pretty freaking exciting. Who do we have? We have I don't even know, Paul Lafferty and Peter. Peter's going up against them two, and then he's trying again Monday night with teammate Cam, and I guess Sam made it in. So they're all gonna be going for it. It's gonna be interesting. There's a lot of drama going on between some of these guys, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out come Sunday and Monday.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Corey. But you know the deal, brother. Give us those shout outs.
Yeah, I gotta thank Tom from Cold Hard Art and Nathan. Both those guys, they really made this whole deal work out pretty well. We gotta thank everybody for racing, and especially everybody for sticking around for these last races. Really tough to make up points whenever you only have a 16 car field or so, but we got what we got, and I really appreciate everybody for sticking around for these last few races here, even if they didn't make the chase or the playoffs. It's good to see. I gotta thank you all for working for us all season. I wasn't too optimistic if you guys were gonna do all 64 races, because that's quite a load, but you certainly have, and we appreciate everything you've done.
It's been a great time. I've enjoyed the Monday and Sunday night racing we have here with 3 Wide Racing, because it always brings a hell of a show.
What'd you say, Wendell?
I would tell you this: that Wendell handles the loads very well.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
I tried to cover that up, but it didn't work, I guess.
No, I'm not going to cover it up. I'm going to put it out there.
wipe it off maybe.
All right, Corey. Well, I'm kind of like you, man. I'm looking forward to the races next week. I think Homestead it's going to be exciting, man.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more exciting for me had I been in it, but we just didn't have the speed. It was a lot of fun. I made it a lot farther than I thought I would, and I can't wait for next season, because I think I learned a lot of stuff, and we gotta keep going. It's always gonna keep getting harder and harder. I gotta get a win, man. It's been so long. I thought maybe I had the chance tonight, but we'll move on to next week and we'll see what we got. We'll give them hell.
Well, I hear you're starting a development series. Maybe you can get a win there.
Oh, thanks, man. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
It was a backhanded
Was
compliment.
that a little backhanded, maybe? No, jokes aside, man. It's been fun, and we look forward to the finale next week, man.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
All right, let me see. All right, got him. Sam Close started second, finished second. Tight points battle entering the race between you and Kevin Finn. Did what you had to do. You advanced. He didn't. Tell us about your race tonight, man.
Well, first and foremost, I mean, shout out to Kevin Finn. He did not make that an easy accomplishment. I was overdriving the early runs and wearing off the right front. He short pitted, and then the strategy kind of got a little convoluted for me on how I wanted to approach it. But got back out in front of him, and it was smooth sailing, even though, Peter was in another zip code saving fuel. And man, those last couple restarts were some of the most intense racing I've done on here. It's unfortunate that it ended that way. I would have liked to seen it end under green. But I had to check up a little bit to make sure I didn't wash up into Kevin on that last deal, and I think the checkup kind of caused Corey to get into me, and then I had to end up chasing it up the track a little bit, and just got into Kevin. So unfortunate that it ended like that, but a hell of a race. Kevin's a really good competitor. I knew that he would be there. At the end, he would be somebody that I would have to beat to get into the final three. Cam and Peter have been in a league of their own. So hopefully we can get into Homestead and have a shot at them.
Well, looking at the stats from last year, you're pretty good at Homestead. I think you led most of the laps, probably one of the contenders for the win there towards the end. How are you going to rate your chances with them? You said those Eisentech boys have been pretty stout all year, but you've been no slouch yourself, especially on these surfaces where we've seen a little bit of a tire fall off and kind of a long run advantage.
Yeah, I had a great race at Homestead last year, and really got in a good rhythm, and had a really good race. And I didn't win because I was still trying to keep Cam behind me because he was wrecked and he was still coming up with a strategy to almost beat me. So it was an interesting race. It's going to come down to it for sure. There's no gimmies here. It's going to be heads up, and we're all going to be going for it. Just got to stay within yourself and drive the car and make sure you don't get over your head. Be smooth. I think if I do all those things and get in a rhythm, that I definitely got a shot at them. So it comes down to one last race. That's the cool part about it.
Well, Sam, you got her done last year. How do you think? You think you'll have good odds this year, or better odds even, to do the 2 for 2?
I'd say I got a 33% chance. So
There we go.
I got to beat 2 other guys. I think I can do it. I got confidence in myself, so just got to, keep my head on my shoulders. Understand it's a long race, and probably put a little bit of extra practice in for Homestead this week. I'm not going to lie.
All right, Sam. Well, I'm personally, and I know the rest of the team also, we're looking forward to the finale next week, and I'm sure that you're going to give it all you can, man. But before we let you go, give us those shout-outs.
Oh, yeah. 3 Wide Racing, OCR TV, Cold Hard Art, amazing work that he does, 3OG Racing, Corey Lindsay for running the league and all the work that he puts into it, Paul Ross for doing my paint schemes. Also, it's my dad's birthday today, so shout out to my old man. He's the one that got me the passion for racing that I have, so happy birthday to him. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate the broadcast there, guys.
Hey, no problem. Hey, happy birthday, Paul.
His name's John.
Whatever. In the South, we call him Paul.
That was close enough.
Sounds like we're trying to make a Beatles band over here.
Whatever. Or an episode of Little House on the Prairie. We haven't decided yet. All right, so take care, brother. We'll see you next week, man.
All right, thanks. See you.
Totally missed the Paul reference.
I think you thought you said Paul.
I did say Paul. Whatever. Anyway, let's go.
It's good, the winner.
Let's go get Peter Short. Yeah. All right. We got him again. 160 laps led. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, Peter Short going to Homestead. Let's just skip this race, Peter. You pretty much got out front. You snuck it up. Tell us about next week at Homestead. You got a chance to win 2 titles. I think 4. If you happen to win both titles next week, what is that, 4 this year in 3 Wide Racing? You swept them all. But how excited are you for next week?
Next week's gonna be pretty special. I really wish next week was at Phoenix again. Something about the track and the setup. I don't know what it is about Hackathorn setups on flat tracks, but I love the Milwaukee setup on the long run. I love this setup on the long run. I just wish next week was at Phoenix, because to be honest with you, Homestead is not my best track. We had a preseason race at Homestead, and it'll be interesting to see how I've progressed from when I first got in the car, because I think it was like the second race in 3-wide that I'd done, and I really struggled in that race. And that was way back in February or March this year. I think I kind of struggled to bring it home and got like 7th or 8th or something like that. So Homestead is not a good track for me historically. So, you know, it's one of those deals. I can't complain. Every person has to race it. But it's going to be an interesting race. I'm going to try my best to win both the Nathan Young Designs and the Cold Hard Art Cup Series next week. But, you know, it is what it is. It's pretty cool to make it to the final 3. I you know, very happy to be racing against the 2 other people that I'm racing against, in both in the Cup Series and in the Nathan Young Design Series. It's going to be a great race next weekend, hopefully.
Well, I did see this on the tweeter that looks like Cogathorn, who makes these setups, he's looking to get together with you Championship 3 and make sure everybody's happy with the setups. So you might have a little input into the setups next week.
Yeah, you know, as someone who likes kind of neutrality, I don't know how I necessarily feel about that. One person's going to say, hey, I like this type of setup. Another person's going to say, I like this type of setup. And, you know, Hackathorn's going to have to find somewhere in between, I guess. And good luck to him doing that, because each person drives a car a little bit different. Each person wants something different in a car. It's funny how that happens, but at the end of the day, that's the way it is. And I will probably put my input in. You know, I don't want something that's undrivable, but at the end of the day, we're all driving the same setup, and may the best person win next week.
I mean, we wouldn't mind seeing like sideways action all race or something. It'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, there was a 3-rock race at Atlanta with the
Lord,
super late. That race was
insane.
That was the best race. Not the best race, but it was one of the most entertaining races from behind the wheel, because it felt like dirt before we actually had dirt, and we were drifting at 165, 175 miles an hour, and it was just so much fun. But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's pretty cool.
So Peter,
I think you about covered it there, didn't you, Matt?
The only question I have is, can you go 4 for 4 this year in 3-wide? Your odds. Don't give me the 33% bullshit that was said before.
Well, you know, if you're looking at it mathematically, it's probably a little bit worse than that. But you know, I don't. What are the odds? I have to give you a number. I'd say 1 in 6. But you know, there's a lot of variables next week. There's a lot of people racing, and you know, you can be on the bad end of a stick. I know Cameron Rich got into something not really of his own doing last year, and it kind of hurt his chance to win. And you know, like tonight, you know, for a while there, it looked like Kevin might be able to squeak his way in right there at the end, and there was that contact behind me, and you never know what's going to happen. It's not over till the fat lady sings. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be really cool next week.
All right, Peter. Well, you've done this 7 times, and if you can win next week, it makes you're the leading winner, if I remember the stats right.
It'll be tied with 17.
Tied with the 17.
6th win of the season.
Yeah. So, hey, give us those shout outs, Peter.
First off, I want to say, you know, Johnny Thomas, I said something last night. It didn't sit well with him, and I want to apologize for that.
Did you call him a cactus?
No, you know, I
Did you accuse him of being from Rhode Island and having a terrible haircut?
No, but I remember we had this discussion
worry about it.
of what state does he live in, and to this point, I still don't know the answer to that because I don't trust any of y'all.
Awesome. But
you know, I said something and it was stupid of me. We're all racing, we're all having fun. Want to thank Cold Hard Art for sponsoring the league. They do an absolute awesome job. Go check them out, coldhardart.com. Thank the Isentech teammates. It'll be cool to be racing Cameron for the Cup title next week. Drew, Race, Jordan, everyone who's been able to get this. Kevin for having a great season. Corey for everything he's done, getting this league sorted out and headed in the right direction. It's gonna be really cool to see those preliminary races at the beginning of the season for kind of a feeder series. I'm looking forward to watching that. And then you guys at OCR, thanks for entertaining me on the ride down to Austin this past week at the Ferrari Challenge race. That was pretty cool to listen to on my drive down. And thanks to my wife and everyone who supports me.
Oh, just so you know, Matt Hackathorn chimed in chat. I don't know if you trust him or not, but he says Johnny Thomas is from Ohio.
Well,
Sounds
And
right.
from what I heard, they did the great turkey drop there in Cincinnati. I might be showing my age there. It's a little WKRP reference.
Boy.
But,
well, all I know is
Google it.
Ohio is not Texas nor Rhode Island, so
Right. So steers and queers,
Close
right?
enough.
it's kind of in the middle there somewhere between them. So
All right, Peter. Well, as usual, man, we appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you go for the quest for 4.
yeah, it'll be lots of fun next week.
I really wish it was for 5. I could say the drive for 5 is still alive.
Okay.
But
Oh,
that's
God.
just like we need one more.
Well,
Well,
start
is
chasing
it,
8
is
while
it
we're at it.
like in Canadian championships? It might be 5.
That's right. So I'm gonna start saying that. So when I say
Yeah,
drive for
there we
5 is still
go.
alive,
Oh my
nobody can.
God.
Oops.
Well,
That's right.
I'm sure at this point, producers running results on the screen. You can see where your favorite driver finished tonight. Obviously, you can go back and watch the heartbreak for Kevin Finn at the end if you want to. That would be much appreciated. You can join us again Wednesday night for something in Canada in Matt's neck of the woods over in Scars for some Ferraris around Mosport.
Ugh.
As we mentioned, we will be back here again Sunday and Monday at Homestead for the championships, boys. That's what we did all season for, to come down to the championship 3 in both series. So that should be the monkeys. So
Plural of meese.
What?
just Trey hit him with.
Plural of moose is supposed to be meese. Anyway.
Oh my God! Hey, 62 times I've said it before. You hear it 2 more times. See ya.